Now that the oven's done, it's time to start cooking. Tonight we're gonna have chicken, and we're gonna make one of those vertical kabobs to cook it on. First we'll trim these guys down. We don't want any fat or tendons on there. Next we'll lay down some plastic and pound it out. I'm not sure what this really does, but I see my wife do it all the time. Next we're gonna marinate this chicken in some cheap Italian dressing. Then we'll find something to go do for an hour or so. On the way home we'll pick up this threaded rod and this aluminum tray. We'll drill a hole in the center. And then we'll use a hammer and a socket bit to pound out a divot that will allow the bolt to be recessed. This time we'll cut the rod to a length that will allow it to fit in the pizza oven. I'll grind it a bit more to make a point at the top, and then we'll take this thing inside and put it together. This will work great. We'll get the kids involved for this part, see if they can think of a good way to assemble this. I made this divot on the bottom a little more shallow than it needed to be. That way it'll be easier to spin in the oven. Safety first. I decided I needed an elevated base to hold the chicken up away from the pan. I had this leftover sheet metal which worked perfectly. I marked the center, drilled a hole, and then put everything back together. We'll light the fire about 45 minutes before cooking. You only need one of these starters. I put on a small piece of parchment paper and then cut up the chicken into smaller pieces before stacking them onto the skewer. We're going to use this chicken to make wraps, so I'll cut up some vegetables also. Looks like this fire's ready to go. I don't want to take this to a dark place. But don't let your wife or kids walk around with this thing, especially downstairs. We'll brush the wood out to the side just like we do with pizza. Then we'll put this thing in the oven with the digital thermometer. You can't mess around with chicken. This thing doesn't come out until it hits 165 in the middle. Rotate often. Sometimes it'll look like the fire went out. You can gently wake it back up with a leaf blower. Okay, time to take it out. These welding gloves are really handy. So the top cooked a lot faster than the bottom, but once you cut off the parts that are really charred, the chicken underneath was actually really good. This project was worth doing, and I'll probably try to cook this again. Don't forget to bookmark, like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching.